Batting ninth, the catcher, number 22, Colton Hudson. And the first baseman, number 15, Weston Merritt. Now, let's bring the starting lineup for the Gators. Leading off the center fielder, number 7, Hayes Norton. Batting second, the catcher, number 14, Dale Peak. Batting third, the pitcher, number 1, Max Osbrook. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, number 36, Braxton Garner. Batting fifth, the right fielder, number 4, Chandler Wilson. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 34, Lance Upright. Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 22, Drew Lord. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 13, John Morrison. Batting ninth, the left fielder, number 3, Reed Lowe. And the shortstop, number 2, Wesley Flowers. If everyone would please rise and remove their hats for the playing of the national anthem. Good luck to both teams, and let's play ball.
Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. And welcome, everybody, one and all, to another Greenwood baseball stream. It's a fine, warm day today on March 30th, and we are March, and we are watching. No, it's April 30th. We're watching a game between the Greenwood Gators and the Butler County Bulldogs. Leading off for Butler County right now would be Carter Graham, the center fielder. And that's three very outside pitches there for Mac Osbooks, making the count 3-0. My partner, Tucker Clack, is currently writing down the lineups, so he'll be joining us momentarily. That'll be a foul ball there for strike two, making it a full count.
All right. We're now ready.
My name is is that better?
Yeah.
All right. My name is Jackson Sutherland.
And I'm Tucker Clack.
We're
Oh, taking a picture for Mr. Dillingham.
So that will be a walk there. So Carter Graham will be on base now, and the two-man will now be up to bat. Landon Cardwell, the shortstop. So what are you expecting from this game today, Tucker?
I'm going to be quite honest. I don't know too much about Butler County, so I expect a close fight between both teams. Greenwood does have one of their better pitchers pitching in Mac Osbrooks, so he may be able to lead them to victory today.
Hopefully he'll do as good pitching today as he did hitting last night. Actually hit a solo shot homer in the first inning. His first at bat of the game. Actually he hit a dinger over the fence. He also hit for a double, and he went 2 for 3 on the night. So it was an extremely productive night for Mac Osbrook. So hopefully he'll be able to replicate that today on the mound. So that foul ball there will make it 0-2.
Which ballpark was that played at?
That was played, I think, that was in Butler County.
That was in Butler County,
Yeah.
okay. I was trying to get an idea of the field dimensions.
So Mac Osbrooks checks on that first base runner once again.
He had a slow start. If that would have been a more serious pickoff, he probably would have had him. And the good decision right there for Mac Osbrooks to throw it straight to first base instead of trying to get the lead runner out.
Easy up there. It's slim pickings there for him.
On a very well located bunt. Of course, if you're Butler County, you'd have to think that your sacrifice did work there. You got one of your faster players already in scoring position with only one out. Ooh. That first pitch almost hits Ross West, who they are showing absolutely no respect to out in center field. There's a whole lot of green out there behind Cade Thornton. Hopefully
Well, being that this is a college field, it's a little bit more broad than most high school fields are.
10 to play, and that'll be an easy out for out number 2. Why did Drew throw that?
Yes, just have to make sure that third base runner doesn't get too cocky.
Well, you'd think you just throw it to home plate to ensure that he doesn't just take off running.
Yeah, I mean, but it was a good backdoor play if it worked out, you know. Being able to just get that double play there from first to third. So this will be the fourth batter Mac Osbrooks will be facing. It's Warren Cameron, and he almost plunks him there.
Behind him.
Yeah.
It's like
Mac Osbrooks aiming for the batters?
I don't think he is. He was missing in the left batter's box in that first at bat.
He just kind of needs to control himself.
Yeah.
But this is Warren Cameron, the left fielder now.
Ooh. Good play there by Drew Loris to end the inning really quick.
You know, I know it's very early into the game, and that was only the top of the first inning, but Mac looked kind of all over the place on that.
Yeah.
That
Looks a little
pitching
shaky.
performance. Yeah, just hopefully he's able to kind of clear that up. You really don't want to see your ace letting a runner get to third
Yeah.
at the very start of the game. But who knows? Maybe he'll probably clean it up. He has all the skill in the world, so
Yep.
I fully expect that out of him. Last night, actually, it was Lance Upright who was on the hill. He pitched an extremely solid game before Braxton Garner came in for relief. Lance Upright gave up 0 earned runs. There was 1 run that was scored, though, as Greenwood did win 3-1. But that was on an error by Ethan Gregory, so that will be excused for Lance Upright.
Yeah.
What? Hmm. Is that good? All right. So, Tucker, who's on the mound today for Butler County?
Who's on the mound? That would be Eli Lewis starting on the bump for the Butler County Bulldogs.
The Butler County team has a few stocky individuals, doesn't it?
Yes, they do. Probably a really big power hitting team, but they didn't show it very much in that first inning.
They did show it their first game against Greenwood either, only scoring 1 run on the game. So,
Of course, you always have the possibility of them just being large, not strong.
large
Never a
and
guarantee.
not in charge.
Yeah. Now it's going to be Kate Thornton at the bat, first for the Gators.
So, Tucker, I have a question.
Yes, Jackson.
What do you think about baseball pitchers or players being able to use foreign substances to be able to enhance their grip on the ball and perhaps their performance?
I have a very traditionalist view of baseball. I do think it should be played the same way it's always been played. So I'm not a big fan of foreign substances on the ball. And anything that makes pitchers better you don't really need, especially in the pro levels, because MLB already does have a major offensive issue, which does seem to have been somewhat solved this year due to the alterations they made to the ball. A whole lot more home runs, but.
So you're not a big fan of the whole pine tar on
I'm
the
not.
glove?
Oh, personally, I think it's great. It's very fun to pitch with pine tar.
And that'll be a
Ooh,
double
Cade takes
there
off for
for
second.
Cade Thornton.
And he slides in safe. Could have been standing up right there. Could have done a little Yasiel Puig-esque run stop where you almost run straight over the bag.
That's a great sign for Greenwood. When your leadoff hitter is able to get 2 bags, that's a.
Especially how he jumped on that so much. Means he's not getting much power or speed behind it.
Cade Thornton sure is a speedster. Greenwood does have a wide array of speedsters. Reed Sloan, Cade Thornton, J.D. Hunt. They also have Wesley Flowers, who's able to blow by, and John Morrison. So it's quite a few quick feet out there in that lineup.
That's 2 straight pitches where the Greenwood batters really jumped on the ball. You had to think they'll step up a little bit in that batter's box.
And it is Del Hink up to bat now, the catcher for Greenwood.
And what would you say would be the opposite of choke up? You'd say probably choke down. That's probably what they need to do. Just however much they're choking up, they just need to do less of it, because I don't think they'll need to get around very quick on this pitcher right here.
I think choking up or choking down is always situational, though.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you have a runner on third, there's absolutely no reason to choke down on the bat. You know, because I mean, all you're thinking at that moment is I need to get the third base runner in. Yeah. But if you have runners on first and second, it's later into the game. I mean, you really have to be thinking you need to choke down and get some extra bases and have that ball go into some green, you know?
Yeah.
But for me, I think that pine tar is one of the things that I feel like it enhances the grip of the ball. I don't think that using something like a file or anything like that on the ball should be allowed. Absolutely not. But I think pine tar is one of the things that I don't advocate for. But I think that, I mean, I don't think it's detrimental to the game to use it. What do you think, Tucker?
I mean, I'm just a fan of more offense, and less of a grip means more pitches left over the plate, which means more 400-foot shots.
Yeah, you're a slugfest type of guy.
And that ball is hit straight up and caught right on the WKU logo.
Did a great job of tracking that one down by Graham. That one was kind of like hovering around in the air right there, wasn't it? All right, Tucker. Last time we were at this field, I asked Eli Lovell this question, but I'm going to ask you the same exact one. Are you a turf guy or are you a grass guy?
I'd say it would depend on the sport and whether or not I'm playing in it.
Well, baseball.
Okay, baseball, and am I a player or a viewer in the situation?
You are a player.
Okay. Well, it's not as big of an issue as it is in soccer, but sliding on turf very much does hurt because it's fake grass.
In baseball, you are wearing pants,
Yes,
though.
you are wearing pants because that was a very major issue in the 2015 Women's World Cup was that they were playing on a turf. Oh, shot out in center field, but Graham looks like he's going to get under it, and that's going to end the inning.
That will be 2 unassisted outs there for Graham. Great way to get out of the top 4 hitters there for Butler County.
But as I was saying, that was a major issue in the 2015 Women's World Cup where you had players going in for slide tackles all the time and coming up with shins that barely had any skin on them.
Yeah.
So
But in baseball, even if you do slide, you're wearing pants, and even if you do get scuffed up a little bit, there's not much sliding in baseball, that's including the turf. There's sliding when it comes to sliding on the actual the dirt on the infield, but when it comes to putting your body on the ground, there's not much turf under you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think especially in the case of baseball, like the looks of the field do outweigh the hurt of turf because once Western decided to upgrade to turf, it just made them look like a much more professional-looking field. Just made their field look much nicer.
I think this is a interesting lineup that Coach Jaggers is running. I think Ethan Gregory is on the bench for this game.
Yes, he is.
And they have Lance Upright starting at second. They have Wesley Flowers at shortstop and Chandler Wilson starting at right.
This song right here gives me 2011 Madden soundtrack vibes. First pitch is fouled off. Maybe that's the first time Butler County players jumped on a ball and it results in an out. Feels like every hit prior to that was going oppo. Probably the first time Mac decided to throw off speed.
Who was up to bat on that one? Was that Dwayne Daniels, the third baseman?
Dwayne, it was a U.
Dwayne. That'll be an outside pitch there for Mac Osbrooks for ball 1.
I'm going to be completely honest. I have no clue how to pronounce Chance's last name.
Chance Kustine. Chance Kustine. That'll be Sinai's as a 1-1 count now. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out.
And 1 hit for the Greenwood Gators, 11-11.
Ooh, some nice movement on that pitch
nice
there.
Sinker.
Swinging on it, so that will be strike 2. Mac Osborne definitely has some great stuff on his pitches, though. That's one of the things that he prides himself on,
Yes.
which is why it's such a great change of pace when he pitches and then you bring in Braxton Garner. That's like one of the biggest. That's one of the hardest things to adjust to as a batter, because you're going against a guy who has so many tricks in his bag, and then he has lower velocity. You go against a guy like Braxton Garner, who's just able to blow him by you. It's certainly hard to adjust to. That'll be a strike on a foul ball now. So the count will remain at 1-2. Tucker,
Yes.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So you know what I was saying earlier about how you need to choke down and choking up and everything like
Yes.
that. So let's say bottom of the ninth inning or bottom of the seventh inning, since it's high school, down by 1 run, full bases, or no, let's say down by 2 runs, full bases. Are you going to be choking up or are you going to be choking down? 2 outs.
Typically, when I choke up, it depends on the speed of the pitcher. It's not really the situation.
Mm.
So if I'm going against a faster pitcher, I really just want to make contact with the ball. So I would choke up in that situation. Just try to get myself on base, score another run, and hopefully the person behind me can hit the ball a little harder. I'm not looking to be the hero in this situation.
That was a great curveball there, but that will be called inside to make it a full count. Was that a curve or was that a slider? I couldn't really tell from that angle.
Looked like a curve to me. The drop. Ooh, fastball got him.
That was
That's
that
2
was
down.
a whiff and a half right there.
He's mad at himself for that one.
And we have another absolute unit coming out now. The pitcher for Butler County, Eli Lewis.
Yeah. You'd think with the wide frame he had, he would have a little bit more velocity on his pitches, but he's more of a off-speed pitcher.
And that will be a first strike there for Lewis. Count 0-1.
That ball misses high. Be a 1-1 count.
What do you think is the most challenging position to play in baseball?
Challenging, I would.
Ooh, that'll be a whiff there for strike 2. So now it's 1-2.
I mean, it's between. Are you talking about actual out in the field, or would you
Any
include
position.
pitcher? I would probably say pitcher and catcher are 1 and 2.
Mm.
Of course, catcher just mainly seems foreign to me because I never really played it at a serious level.
So that will be Eli Lewis waived on strikes there. So that will be 3 up, 3 down there for Mac, being able to clean up his act from that first inning, allowing nobody to get on base and just really handling himself on that one.
You know what we're listening to right now? The punk rock cover of The Boys of Summer.
Wow.
Yeah, beautiful song.
Do you know what's going on WKU's campus today? Right across, it looks like they're having a barbecue.
It's probably just some random gathering. You have a lot of those at colleges.
Or do you think because the seniors are graduating, that might be something for that?
Yes, it could be a graduation type thing. Can't remember who does this cover. It's a relatively unknown punk rock band.
And on deck now, or who will be up to bat, will be Chandler Wilson, number 4 for Greenwood.
The Ataris.
Who is?
The Ataris. That's who covered it.
That's something else. And we just want to give a quick shout out to our scoreboard keeper, Ian Shimizu. We love him. He's doing a great job.
Yes. Even though he's not even a Greenwood student anymore and doesn't really have an obligation to do anything.
If you're a Gator once, you're a Gator for life.
Gators for life, yes.
Go Gators.
Even though the oldest Greenwood graduate is only 40 right now.
Shh.
Or wait. No, it's Greenwood's 30-year anniversary. They could be 48.
Ooh. I wonder. There should be some Warren Central graduates who are dead. That would be a ground out there.
That'll be
So Chandler
one
Wilson
pitch,
will
one
get out
out.
on a
Chandler.
that was a that was a 6-3 right there. Chandler Wilson out on the ground out.
I would presume that Jackson, considering it's the second oldest school in the city.
All right, that'll be an inside pitch now for Lance Upright, the current boyfriend of Chapel Volkert. Volkert, yeah.
I still don't think you should be commenting on that in a baseball broadcast.
That'll be an outside pitch now for 2-0.
Ball misses low for ball 3. Tell you what, so far Eli Lewis, even though he's not had a run on the board yet, he's had a whole lot of trouble just establishing himself on any part of the plate, and really showed it there with that 4-pitch walk that missed in 4 different locations. First inside, then high, then low, and then outside. Ooh, nice hit there by Drew Lors.
The stalwart.
Something you really like to see. And it gets Braxton Garner all the way, or Lance Upright all the way to third.
The team dancer actually. Drew Lors. He's always there putting some pep into everybody's step.
I have 10 players listed in the lineup card.
Now up to bat now is number 13, John Morrison, the left fielder. Correct? No, he's playing third base today, actually. He's got that, you know Paul Goldschmidt, right?
Yes.
He's kind of got that type of batting stance with that with the bat on the shoulder, kind of hung down.
And that's going to be the first run of the game for the Gators there.
That'll be a sacrifice.
Lance Upright scores
there for John Morrison, but Drew Lors will advance to scoring position
with
Reed Sloan up to bat.
It's kind of odd that he didn't even think to look towards home.
That's a sac
throw
bunt.
him out.
So that will be an RBI for John Morrison. Reed Sloan, the multi-sport athlete. What position does he play in football?
He's a slot receiver, I believe.
Oh, what else?
I would likely say defensive back.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
So a little bit of trivia there for you. Another multi-sport athlete is actually on second base right now, Drew Lors. He plays first base for Greenwood, but what does he play in soccer?
He's the goalie.
Absolutely.
For 2 years now.
Well, he was the goalie.
Yeah.
The soccer
He's
season
actually the
ended, and he being a senior, that will be probably one of his last games he ever plays as a soccer player, unless he gets a scholarship to play soccer in college.
Well, he's going to EKU, so for non-athletic reasons.
Maybe he could be a walk-on, pull a Baker Mayfield.
Well, he is studying to be a pilot over there. I doubt he has much spare time.
Did you know women voted that pilot is the most attractive job that men can have?
I would think it would be some form of doctor.
That, lumberjacks, lifeguards. I don't think that's the job.
So it wasn't
attractive.
taking money, it was just like actual.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Reed Sloan has an 0-2 count. That pitch will be in the dirt, though.
Oh, but they're gonna score on that error. Drew Lors touches home. Reed takes a good hard around off second.
So that will be an error there, and that will allow Greenwood to score another run, making the score 2-0. On those pitches, the catcher has just really got to compose himself and throw it. But usually, what you see is they usually kind of just sit there and then throw it. But Reed Sloan, how quick he is, you kind of have to dart it down that first base line. So there's not much room for error, and he quickly learned that right there.
Now
Literally quickly learned it.
We're back to the top of the order.
Cade Thornton.
It's a real far outside strike one.
Cade Thornton kind of being the captain of the defense there out in the outfield playing center field.
Ooh, got him with the off speed.
Ooh.
And he's going to be safe at third.
That was
Much
an extremely close call.
That was close. I think Reed's hand slipped in on third at the very last second.
That's Dwayne Daniels. He actually, I think, last time. Wait, never mind. I'm not gonna say that.
Seem to be having a dance party over there, Western, because they're playing the Cupid Shuffle. Oh, that'll be out 3.
So Greenwood gets out of that one, scoring 2 runs, and now they have a 2-0 lead now against Butler County. So it's been a pretty efficient game so far for Greenwood, hasn't it, Tucker?
Yes, it has. 2 runs for their side and no runs for the opposition.
Hoping you were going to elaborate on that a little bit more, Tucker.
I mean, there's not really much else to comment on. We're only 2 innings into the game. The only other statistic worth mentioning I cannot mention due to the announcer's jinx that I utilized last week.
All right, well, Tucker, I'll ask you a question.
All right.
How important do you think it is for Greenwood to be able to get those extra base hits? Like we saw by Cade Thornton, he scored the first run. Or not Cade Thornton, that was, who scored that first run? Lance Upright.
Lance, yes.
How important do you think it is to be able to get those extra base hits and be able to get the runners around the bag?
It's really important, especially when you're the first one up to bat and just want to get a few base runners. You can get a hit and instantly get into scoring position. That's really crucial, because then you just need a pretty far blooper out into the outfield or just a short grounder and you can score. It just makes scoring that much easier when you're able to get extra base hits.
Oh, sorry, folks. I didn't mean to yawn into my mic. So Wesley Flowers is actually coming off the bench for this game, isn't he?
No, he is starting. It's just Braxton is listed as the DH in this game.
Okay.
So Wesley is not batting.
So now first up to bat for Butler County will be Leary Millen?
It's Levi McMillan.
McMillan? It looks like E.
That's a C. I just messed up, but it is Levi, I would say, because there's 2 E's. Oh, and that'll be an infield single. Picked it up, but far too
That
late.
was
Just decided to eat it.
a drooper right there in the field.
Got hit into no man's land. That'll be Colton Hudson up to bat to round out the starting 9 for the Butler County Bears.
The catcher, he's kind of small for a catcher, isn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't really have a large build or a tall frame.
Oh,
And that ball will roll foul.
Good for him good on him to avoid that though, preventing that from being a very embarrassing out.
Yeah.
Just to make contact with that ball on the first base line.
Yes. Really athletic play. Really do question what they're playing over there.
They're all college students. It doesn't matter.
Fair point.
So apparently they won't attribute that as an error to Butler earlier on that Reed Sloan Little League double.
And they're able to get the runner out first, but they advance the runner. Whole lot of sacrifice bunts to start out the game, so the Butler County's hitting coach doesn't have much confidence in their ability to get solid contact off of Osbrooks, which I wouldn't either if I were a hitter. So
Yeah. So now they'll be back at the top of the order. Carter Graham, the center fielder, will be batting for Butler County.
ooh, nice off-speed pitch. Got him to jump on it.
That's a whiff right there.
It's got to be really good to be a pitcher like Mac, just to have that kind of velocity in your arsenal, but also a good changeup. Makes him never know what to expect. That'll be strike 2. Way to establish the outside of the plate right there.
That was a great ball placement there, pitching on the inside and then pitching it out to the outside. Really, Mac has been riding those corners this game.
Ooh. That was a good piece of hitting by Butler.
So the extra bases,
Graham
and that
right
will be
there.
a RBI for Graham as the catcher comes around to score. So that will be, or that was a designated hitter who scored, Levi McMillan.
That's what you need to do when you're playing a pitcher like Mac. He gives you that heat. You just gotta do your best to try to drive it oppo, and he did it right there.
So we'll make the score 2-1 now for Greenwood.
It appears they do not have the velocity. Ooh, that was
ball
a nasty
there.
move. It hung almost like it was about to hit Landon Cardwell, but it dropped right into the strike zone at the very last second.
So we'll make it 0-1.
It appears they don't have the velocity tracker turned on. Butler County seems to be really aggressive on the bases, taking a large lead off. Ooh.
Yeah, quick outside pitch there for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on.
11-11. Make a wish. And that'll be outside for ball 2.
All right, Tucker, I'm going to ask you a question.
All right.
What's most important for a pitcher? Is it velocity, ball movement, ball placement, or do you think it's the stuff that they possess? As that will be Landon Cardwell getting plunked on the rear end, though, so he will take his base.
Uh-oh. Calling a meeting on the mound real quick.
You can't think he's going to pull him this early, though.
Yeah, he won't. He just wants him to regain his composure a little bit. But as far as what a pitcher needs to do, I think number one thing, you got to be able to hit your spots.
Yeah.
If you're not doing that, I don't care if you have the nastiest changeup in the world. If you hang it out over the plate, every hit in the MLB is going to knock it out of there. Or not every hitter, but most.
Well, this is a high school game, so.
Okay, well, still, though. They'll smack it to the fence.
They're currently playing Anaconda by Nicki Minaj across the road. Some interesting song choice.
It's another miss outside for Mac Osbrooks. Having a tough time right now.
So he'll check on that second base runner again. That count will remain at 1-0. Who's at bat right now for Warren, or for Butler County?
That would be number 5, Ross West.
I keep confusing them with Warren Central. I don't know why. I think it's because of the jerseys.
That is the 0-2 now. Well, like Greenwood actually has jerseys like that as well. I feel like they had the best color combination of the 3, although I am a bit biased. That green, gold, and burgundy does look really nice in those Astros-inspired jerseys.
Those are the Nolan Ryan era jerseys, aren't they?
Yes.
So that'll be a foul ball there into the net for strike 1. Making the count 2-1.
How long have the Astros been a team? I feel like they were an expansion team, but it's been a
1918.
while. Really?
At least I'm pretty sure.
Could have sworn they were an expansion team because they were in the Central back when the Central
Well, no,
had
because
6 teams.
they were a team before they were the Astros. I'm not
Okay.
quite sure about that, but I'm going to check it real quick.
It was, up until 2012, the Astros were actually a team in the NL Central before they switched leagues to the American.
Oh, I can't find it right now. That doesn't matter because this is a high school broadcast.
Yes.
So that'll be a
Strike one.
strike there on
On the,
Warren Cameron. Warren Cameron.
Yeah, it's Warren Cameron. Ross West grounded out on that sacrifice. Advance the runners. Ooh, that's a good solid hit, and Shandy didn't play that ball well at first, but he's able to recover and make the catch for out number 3. That could have been disastrous.
There were 2 runners there in scoring position, so that was a great job there by Mac Osbrook to be able to get out of that stuff. So who will be at bat now for Greenwood? Would it be Mac or would it be Dell?
I believe it's Mac.
Only time may tell, young Padawan.
No, it will be Del Hink up to bat.
Ha! I knew it. Oh, okay, so they will make that an error for Butler on that earlier score.
Huh. They did account it for an error.
It's the game. Oh, wait, no, it's not tied. Never mind. It is 2-1, though. Both teams have an equal number of hits, 2-2.
Still on the mound for the Bulldogs, you have Eli Lewis. And he will wind up for pitch number 1. And that'll be over the plate for strike 1. It's one of those you really don't want to leave out there for too long, because normally they get popped, and just like he did that time, just not fair. I actually almost hit Coach Jaggers on the way over. Seems to be some action in the bullpen. I can't quite make out a number, but Greenwood does have someone warming up. Ooh, that was a hard hit ball, but going way far foul. He jumped on it. Count is 0-2. And that'll be outside for ball 1. Probably just trying to show off a little stuff considering he's ahead in the count.
Oh my gosh. So Del Hink's really been able to get the bat around. It's just where he's been putting the bat on the ball, you know?
Yeah.
He's having a whole lot of long hit foul balls so far. Count is 1-2.
You have to think if he's able to wait on one.
Another crack there, but that will be another foul there.
He just steps up a bit in the box. That would have probably gone fair. Of course, hindsight is always 20/20, unless you were blind in the first place. And that one rolls fair.
2 dives, but neither make it. So that will be a single there for Del Hink.
You have J.D. Hunt coming on to pitch run. You know, he's actually at top of his class for the junior class, academic-wise.
Do you call it pinch runner or do you call it courtesy runner?
I call it pinch runner. Because you're in a pinch and you need a runner. Same reason why you call it a pinch hitter. As I say that, the PA announcer also says courtesy runner.
I think they're called courtesy runners in high school. They're called pinch runners in professional level of college. All right, now up to bat will be the stalwart, Mac Osbrooks. That'll be another chopper foul there.
Greenwood hitters have really been jumping on the ball so far. Of course, I saw this even from when he was warming up in the first inning. Eli Lewis doesn't have a whole lot of fast stuff. He wants to get you with his off speed.
So Lewis will be checking on first there, but J.D. Hunt will get back safely. That's John David Hunt?
Yes.
Right.
Also, he's a multi-sport athlete, but the other sport he plays is junior varsity for the basketball team.
Junior varsity isn't a sport.
And that'll be out number one. Uh-oh, close to a double play right there. JD took a very far lead.
I'm kidding. Junior varsity is a sport.
Yes. Neither of us played JV basketball.
Up to bat will be Braxton Garner, the designated hitter.
And designated unit, I might add. It's 2 straight pickoff attempts from Eli Lewis. Probably trying to keep JD honest on the bases. So he knows how fast that man is. And he takes off for second, and he's going to be safe by a wide margin.
Yeah. Catcher's kind of got to pop up quicker than that to throw it to second.
Especially when you have a runner as fast as J.D. Hunt on the bases.
Maybe the catcher just didn't read the scouting report.
Well, I know the pitcher did because he's been trying to pick him off a lot.
Well, I guess you kind of expect courtesy runners to be quick.
Yeah.
It's not like you would put in Braxton Garner as a courtesy runner.
What do you mean? That's their secret weapon. He's the fastest man on the team. He just doesn't show it. And this could be a run right here. Nope, Jaggers holds him up.
That's a good call there by Jaggers. He probably would have. Probably would have made
really
it
quick.
Yeah.
Now we have Chandy Wilson up to bat.
Why do you always call him Chandy?
That's just what he goes by.
It's Chandler.
He had a pair of Nike Roches in 8th grade that said Chandy Man on the back. So he's just gone by Chandy in my mind ever since.
But this is a professional broadcast, Tucker.
This is 3 high schoolers
It's so
with
professional.
a laptop.
Well, how else would we run it, huh?
Fair point. And that ball is going to be grounded. And so long as this isn't a double play, this will be a score. It's another run for the Gators. That's a... Would that be called a sacrifice? Because I know it was a fielder's choice.
No,
Second
that
baseman
won't
is
be a
out.
sacrifice.
So it's a fielder's choice.
Yeah.
You'd say Chandler Wilson got an RBI on the fielder's choice.
Mm-hmm.
That's not counted as a hit, though.
No.
Okay. Always had issues with those stat sheet troubles.
Lewis will check on second. Or first, sorry. Making sure Chandler Wilson doesn't pull a fast one.
Yeah, fast one. He is a fast runner.
That was kind of what I was aiming for.
Well, he pulled a fast one right there and is safe. Almost flew off the bag on the second tag.
All the runners for Greenwood have really kind of slid over that bag so far, haven't they? I think that's a result of the dirt, or what do you think that's
maybe a product of the different surface. This doesn't look to be a traditional baseball sand.
Looks more like kind of clayish.
Yeah, some sort of composite. Ooh, hard hit ball, and that's probably going to bring the runner around home. Oh, it's going to be. Oh, he decided to take the cutoff.
The pitcher cut that off for no reason.
Just to keep Lance honest at first. He took a hard round off.
Yeah, but in that situation, I think you have to kind of go for the out at home.
Now you have Drew Lors who had a hard hit shot into right field in his first at bat. And that's going to be fair too. That's got to feel really good for Drew Lors, who is in a
he's
hitting
going
slump
rounded
earlier on.
second.
He's going to get all the way out to second on that.
That'll be the second hit there for Drew Lors.
It's got to feel good for him. Maybe it'll move him up in the lineup a little bit.
Hopefully. We only wish the best for our friend and colleague Drew Lors.
And coworker, for myself anyway. Ooh, quick grab there by Eli Lewis, and that's going to end the inning. And after that, that'll be another run on the board for your Gators.
Oh, where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Time to go.
The one song that was absent at prom this weekend was Cotton Eye Joe. Sure didn't have any shame in playing Old Town Road, though.
I love me Cotton Eye Joe. I've been married a long time ago. Where'd you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Cotton Eye Joe. Been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? So Greenwood won't be able to do anything with those two runners in scoring position, but they still retain the 3-1 lead, being able to triple Butler County's product, both in score and in hits. I think Coach Lors needed you. I think he was whistling for you. He was whistling, looking up here.
That'll be fouled off to the left for strike one there by Dwan Daniels.
Ooh, that one hovered
right
over the
there.
plate there. So that will be a single chop there for Dwayne Daniels.
Good hit right there to shoot the gap. Phew. Another pickoff attempt by Mac Osbrooks. Ooh, that almost hit him in the head. Oh, and that's going to get him out at second. Oh, no. He dropped the ball.
But
that should have
he'll
been
keep him out.
I wouldn't argue with it.
Yeah.
And now that we Jackson is a Greenwood broadcast, so we're not going to show any replays. It's a routine steal grab, though.
Ooh. Well, imagine if he got that pitch on the inside.
Ooh, that could have been bad.
So that was now it's ball one, strike one now for Mac Osbrooks. going against Chance Custine. Custitein, however you want to.
I'd say Custine,
Custine.
but it's not spelled like Stein because Stein is Stein. It's a former UK great Willie Cauley-Stein. And that's going to be out number 2. Oh! Okay, he was on the base.
Great recovery there by Drew Lors.
That was almost very bad, too.
Yeah.
Close calls for his infield defense.
Now the pitcher, Eli Lewis, will be up to bat for Butler County. So, Tucker, I have a question.
Yes. It's a good way to establish the inside of the plate right there.
What are you thinking if you're Butler County's coach right now? What do you think you got to do to get back into this game as being that you're the Bulldogs, you're down by 3 runs, and you're also Greenwood has doubled the amount of hits that you will have. What is your mindset?
First and foremost, I think I would keep that aggressive base running style because they're not going to get that many base runners, so they better make them count.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to get too many extra base hits when you have Mac Osbrook's pitching. But as far as the hitting goes, I don't know much to say about them other than stop trying to bunt so much.
And
it's really limiting
Eli
their
Lewis
hitting
will
output.
get plunked there, so he will take his base. All right, if you're
Never
Coach
get
Eggers, is pulling Mac Osbrook's kind of in the back of your mind right now?
What is that? 57 in his pitch count. I don't think he's too terrible. If this at bat goes well, I would not think about it whatsoever because that'd be a quick inning with only. This has only been a 7 or 8 pitch inning so far.
That is a courtesy runner at first now for Butler County, number 21. Don't quite know his name though.
41. Give me just a sec. I'll pull up the lineup card.
Is it Jake Keaton?
Jake McKee, number
McKee.
21.
So Mac Osbrook will check on the runner at first. And now up to bat for Butler County will be Levi McMillan, the designated hitter. Designated hitter batting all the way down at 8th. That's a interesting strategy, isn't it?
It's somewhat odd. Maybe your hitting crop just isn't that deep, and your backups just aren't great at hitting.
What are your thoughts on designated hitters?
I think they're great for the game.
Well, you're also an offensive guy, so I mean you're gonna advocate for anything that revolves around offense.
For being completely honest here, having a pitcher out there just slows down the game.
I'm sure if we proposed that we had if we played with tennis balls rather than baseballs, you'd probably support it too, just because you want to see more scoring.
That.
Oh,
that's a hard hit ball, but
Reed Sloan will track that one down, so that will be the first.
That'll
Actually, no, that'll be the final out for Butler County.
That's why I did not even hesitate to think about pulling Mac Osbrooks because he shouldn't be pulled just yet.
So that was a good. That was 3 up, 3 down there for Mac Osbrooks, wasn't it?
Or 4 up, 3 down. He did hit one batter.
Oh yeah. Plunked him right there.
Yeah. And now this marks the halfway point of the game because we're 3.5 innings in, and we have 3.5 innings to go.
We will be right back. And we are back. Up to bat now for Greenwood is Reed Sloan as he takes that pitch now for the first strike.
Of course, if I'm a Reed Sloan, I'm not really regretting taking that pitch for strike one. You never want to swing at a borderline pitch at the first pitch of the at-bat.
But that one will be the second strike now, making it 0-2 here for Reed Sloan.
That one, very good decision. That was pretty far outside.
Far out. That'll be a high pitch there for Reed Sloan. He'll take it now. That'll be ball one, making the count 1-2.
Ooh,
He'll reach
good piece
for that
of hitting
one.
right there, and it sneaks right past the shortstop.
So that will be a single there for Reed Sloan, getting out of that 1-2 count in a jiffy.
Next up for the Gators, the center fielder, number 7, Cade Thornton.
Now at bat for Greenwood will be number 7, Cade Thornton, the center fielder.
Cade really stepping up in that plate. Probably wants to jump on a pitch and hit it out into that away team bullpen.
He's got to get
or bunt. Never mind.
And that will be a sac bunt, getting Reed Sloan into scoring position.
Had he not slid in right there, he probably could have ran on to third. Of course, had he not slid in, he also could have been tagged.
You got to take what they give you, Tucker.
Could you please stop talking like that? It's making me very uncomfortable. Of course, I do feel very comfortable in this press box.
Now up to bat is Del Hink.
I'm just glad no Saquon references were involved this time.
So that will be a outside pitch now for making it Del Hink's first ball. Luckily for Dale, he found his second ball, so that will make the count 2-0.
Looked like it was over the plate. It was probably just a bit low, though. Just from our vantage point, everything looks like it's right over the plate. Ooh, that'll hit him.
So he'll take that one. So there will be runners on first and second now.
It'll be Mac Osbrook's up to bat now.
Both pitchers have really been riding the inside of that strike zone, and I mean it's the batters sure have paid. And that's I think the fourth batter hit through this game, right? On both sides.
Yes.
So there will be a mystery courtesy runner for.
Looks like Coach Lors is looking for someone.
I think the courtesy runner they were thinking
is Ethan Gregory.
He was going and retrieving a
foul ball.
Foul ball, yeah.
Looks like he's gonna throw his helmet on right over his hat. Never really understood that. I'm not.
Ethan Gregory being on the bench for this game though had a kind of a costly error last night. That's been one thing that he's really struggled with. He either makes extremely good plays, or he kind of fudges it. He's saved a lot of runs, but he's also given up a lot of runs.
Sometimes he just tries to do a little bit too much.
Yeah. So on the bench for this game, but we know he's got all the talent in the world, so we have no doubt that he's gonna get back into that starting lineup as soon as he possibly can. So it will be a count 1-0 for Mac Osbrooks and a cranker
nice
to left
hit
field.
Right there. And Coach Jaggers holds him at third.
That was a smart move right there.
Bases loaded.
Because now it's the bases loaded with the unit himself, Braxton Gardner, up to bat. Are you thinking a grand salami on this one, Tucker?
I don't think he has enough power just yet to hit a home run on a college field unless he could really jump on one and hit it into the bullpen on the left field.
I mean, look at that guy. He just exudes power.
Yes. Maybe he could hit the it's bow time, Bojangles foul pole. Ooh, and he flies straight up.
Hopefully that won't hit our camera.
Oop, that came close, actually. Wait, okay. I was looking over there and thought I saw our feed, but it's just the scoreboard, and I was like, maybe it did hit our camera.
That sure would have been costly.
You have to think, this fence doesn't do much to protect the press box.
Yeah.
He could dink one over here. Ooh.
That'll be a real inside pitch there, so it will be ball 1 and strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and full bases.
So, one thing I failed to mention while he was up to bat, but Mac Osbrooks actually has been extended a full scholarship offer from MTSU. Oh, that ball has been hit into play, and he's called safe. That'll be another run for Greenwood.
No, that was great effort there by Dwayne Daniels. I really like that.
Yes.
But that will be another run scored there for Greenwood, so they will extend their lead to a 5-1 cushion. That will be an RBI for Braxton Gardner also.
But as I was saying, Mac Osbrooks does have a full scholarship offer from MTSU to play baseball there, and is still currently being scouted by Western Kentucky. So 2 CUSA schools have already shown great interest in him. You have to think it's because of his strong senior campaign, don't you think, Jackson?
Oh, sorry, what was that?
I was talking about how Mac Osbrooks has already received one offer from MTSU and is being heavily looked at by Western Kentucky right now.
Leading the state in doubles. I mean, he's definitely put together a great campaign here for the 4-year player. So that will be a fly out there into center field by Chandler Wilson. So now up to bat will be Lance Upright.
Next up for the Gators, second baseman number 34, Lance Upright.
And that ball is going to be out for ball 1.
So Lance Upright will call time. Count 1-0. Two outs, full bases.
And hopefully this doesn't end in a double play. Oh, there were 2 outs.
Yeah, so that will be a ground out. So good job there by Eli. What was his name?
Lewis.
Lewis to be able to get out of that.
He only limited
that
the damage to 1 run, and there were loaded bases with only 1 out.
So as we head into the top of the 5th inning, we will be right back. And we are back for the top of the 5th inning now, with number 22 for Butler County, Colton Hudson, the catcher, up to bat now. Matt Gosbrook still up on that hill pitching.
Really question. Oh,
so that'll be a grounder there into right field for an easy single there for Hudson.
It's a big miscommunication there, if I do say so myself. Now we have number 1 for Butler County coming in. Carter Graham coming in, presumably. Oh.
Leadoff.
Oh, I thought he was announcing the
Courtesy runner. Nah.
pinch runner. Yes, that would be number 1, Dawson Carroll.
Courtesy runner for Butler County, number 1, Dawson Carroll.
Don't let me down. So that will be a very outside
Strike
pitch
one.
there, called for strike 1. So it counts 0-1 now with no outs, right? Yeah, no
I do have
outs.
to say I've not had too many qualms with the strike zone so far today. It's been really consistent and very well set up. Ooh, nice off-speed pitch.
He left that one
Yeah.
hanging out there.
Yeah, that
that
was a
will-
dangerous pitch to leave out
will
there.
fall foul, though. Tucker's coming. God.
He's found us out. All right.
So battling at the plate here. Making the count 0-2 now for Carter Graham.
All right. That'll be ball 1, I believe.
The count's now 1-2.
Or 1-2. Sorry. It's 63 pitches now for Mac, but if he can get out of the inning right now, he'll have only pitched, I believe, 7 times.
So he will get the pickoff there at first, actually.
That's 3 outs, isn't it? They had
No,
2 outs on the board
their
already.
scoreboard is messed up. That's only the first out.
So they've always had it listed at 2?
Yep.
I just now noticed this.
Well, no, I think they need to fix it. They just didn't notice that. Yeah. But luckily, our great scoreboard keeper over here, Ian, is hot on its trail. Being able to keep up with it. So count 2-2 now for Graham. And that'll be a chip foul there for.
Oh, they finally were able to fix it. It's only 1 out in this inning. Don't listen to your confused commentator.
Confused in what way, Tucker?
On the scoreboard, I don't think we would make any other nuances.
So that's another foul ball there for Graham. He's really been fighting up there, hasn't he?
Yes, he has.
A great battle up there. That'll be an outside pitch there for a full count. So it's 3-2.
Ooh, nice hard hit ball opposite field. That's going to be fielded by Reed Sloan. And he's only held to a single.
So now up to bat for Butler County will be Landon Cardwell. So we'll check on that runner at first. Pickoff attempt, but it will be to no avail.
And that'll be ball 1. Butler County has had a very vocal dugout. That is one positive thing you can say about them.
You can tell they really care. They have that great chemistry going on for this team. So I'll check on first once again. But the count will remain at 1-0.
Ooh.
So that'll be
right in the head.
a headshot
Knocked his
there by
helmet off.
Mac Osbrooks. So that he'll take his base. So now there will be runners on first and second.
Had to be a scary sight. He reacted correctly.
The ump kind of escorted him up that first baseline, hoping he wasn't going to.
Fall straight over.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Might be time for a pitching change.
Having a conference meeting with some donuts and coffee on the mound now. Talking about Mac Osbrook's future with the company.
So you removed the ball from Mac's hand yet?
Mike Osborne's is going to stay in there.
Real big vote of confidence right there from Coach Jaggers.
You always have to feel good when your coach does that. When he comes
Yes.
out there and says, "Hey man, we believe in you, but you just gotta get your head straight."
Yep.
Even though the guy who we really should be worrying about getting his head straight is
Landon
Landon
Caldwell.
Caldwell, the shortstop for
Yeah.
Butler County. That's one thing I like about Drew Lors, though, is he's extremely consistent. He doesn't really make many mistakes there at first on defense. So what he does lack in offense, he definitely makes up with on defense. That extremely long frame, he's really able to. But I mean, the offensive whims have really not been very loud for him this game, have they?
Yeah.
Got a double and a single to his name so far, and a run scored. So great day for him so far.
Yes.
But what he lacks, what I was saying is what he lacks in offense, he definitely makes up for defense. It's kind of the opposite for Chandler Wilson. What he lacks in defense, he makes up for with offense. But
Yeah.
Drew Lors is kind of something they need right now. You know, what they talked about in the beginning of the season was our defense is what we're really priding ourselves on. But then once the season began, it was, hey, our offense is really good, but we cause a lot of errors, and we just got to get those limited. So Drew Lors is kind of one of those things, those consistent leaders that the younger cats look up to be able to show how to play defense, how to be consistent, how to limit the mistakes and over there playing in that corner. So that will be a foul ball now. So the count will be 1-2 for Ross West, second baseman.
Yeah.
That will be an outside pitch there for the count 2-2.
You'd have to think that just getting a strikeout right here would be huge for this inning, and getting out of it unscathed is the base runners wouldn't advance, and you wouldn't have the risk of nice off-speed pitch right there.
That was a dropper right there, wasn't it?
Mac apparently thought that was 3 outs. It's all right. That's
When you believe in yourself so much, you think you have an extra out. That's just shows his confidence up there on the mound.
Yes.
As you can see from the American flag in left field, it's kind of windy. Not enough to affect the pitches or the hits of either team, but it's a beautiful day for some baseball, isn't it, Tucker?
Nice breeze, especially to have in an open air press box.
Even though it is kind of blowing some of our papers around, isn't it?
Yes. Oh well.
So Matt Grosworks will check on the runner at second, but the count will remain at 1-0.
And with the 1-0 pitch, that'll catch the outside of the plate for a ball. Huh.
So Tucker, do you know who James Holzhauer is?
No clue.
He is the guy who has won 18 straight Jeopardy games.
Oh yes,
and
I've
is
heard
on
of
his
him.
way
just
to
not
the
his
all-time
name.
earnings. He just won his 19th straight Jeopardy game, actually.
Wow. That is insane.
So that will be Mac Osbergs will check, but it will bounce off the top of the glove of Wesley Flowers, but it won't come back to bite him. A great job by Kate Thornton to reel that in center field.
So is that Jeopardy kind of play King of the Court style, where if you win, you get to stay on for the next day? Okay.
So that is 2-0 now, and that will be a chopper into left
He's
field.
waving it home, and that throw's not going to get there. Oh, he got him.
Ooh.
Wow. He slid a little bit. He really didn't need to slide right there. He should have just kept running.
Yeah, Graham kind of slid a little bit too early on that one, didn't he?
Yeah, and that slowed him down just enough for Abdel King to be able to turn around and catch him.
So Butler County will not score a run in that inning, and Mac Osbergs will get out of that with out of that runner in scoring position completely unharmed. So the score will remain at 5-1, and we will be going into the bottom of the fifth.
We'll be
We'll
right
be
back.
joining you shortly. We are right back with our coverage of the Greenwood Gators game between Butler County and the Gators.
It'll be a resident Greenwood giraffe, Drew Lors, up to bat. And he checks his swing for ball 2.
Sounds like a nature documentary narrator. So that will be an inside pitch there, an inside low pitch, and then that will be a high outside pitch for a 2-0 count.
Ooh,
That'll be another inside pitch there
3.
for 3-0. It's a batter-friendly count there for Drew Lors. Hopefully he's able to continue this hot streak today. He's currently 2 for 2 with a single, a double, and 1 run scored.
It has to be really good for your confidence, even though you are playing a lower quality team in Butler County.
So that'll be a low pitch there. That'll be 4 quick pitches and a quick walk there for Drew Lors. So with 1 runner on, it will be John Morrison, the third baseman, up to bat.
Eli Lewis may be getting a little bit of trouble in his arm. He seemed to be flapping it around a little bit as he was walking back around the mound.
He is currently at 63 pitches, so that's 60. A 60 pitch mark is usually where pitchers start to get a little bit rubber bandy.
That's going to drop. Uh-oh. Drew is about to get thrown out.
But he
had to be careful that it wasn't caught.
He kind of belly flopped onto that second base, didn't he?
Yeah, he had to be careful that the ball wasn't caught, but still, that would be embarrassing to be thrown out from the outfield.
So that will be a single there for John Morrison, advancing the runner into a scoring position.
You know, the last person to actually have that happen to them was Luis Castillo, the Reds' ace.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, hit a ball.
This will be Tyler Cook up to bat, by the way, now.
So he must be coming into pitch.
Perhaps.
So showed bunt right there.
But he'll pull it back for the first ball.
And that's 2 quick base runners. This game can get out of hand really quickly.
If it's not already out of hand, it's going to get out of hand if Eli Lewis doesn't stop the bleeding quickly.
In my opinion, if a game is still in a case where in one swing of the bat can change things, I think that it's not out of hand just yet.
So that will be another ball now for Tyler Cook, making it 2-0. Tyler Cook has kind of workshopped his batting stance. He used to kind of lean back a little bit more, hang the bat over his shoulder, but he's kind of gone into a more
nice bunt right there. Really solid chopper right there.
Kind of gone into a more stereotypical form of a batting stance, just 2 feet planted and just shoulder raised or elbow raised. I mean, so
he's able to get the base runners advanced though. So
great move by him to get 2 runners in scoring position there. So now Cade Thornton starting back up at the top of the order. Cade Thornton for Greenwood.
Ooh, hard shot.
That'll hit somebody's window.
Ooh, that almost did hit a window. It was stopped by a fence that was right in front of a
Think
passing
anybody's
by
wrecked
truck.
because of a baseball here?
Probably in the past. This is a college field, so.
If the commentators are wondering, or viewers are wondering what we're talking about, WK's baseball field is directly beside, what road is this?
This is, I know the road number, it's 6880, but that's Avenue of Champions outside the left field wall. But
there's a 4-lane road right beside the WKU stadium. So
oh, and that's going to be another run scored right there.
They will hold him at third, so there will be runners in the corners. But there will be another run scored there by Drew Lors. So 2 runs scored on the day so far. He's been extremely productive, hasn't he?
Yes, he has.
So now Del Hink is up to bat.
Mr. Barkley himself.
Charles Barkley?
I'd say more Saquon.
That'll be
another hard hit ball, and that's going to land fair.
That's definitely extra bases there.
Miscommunication there by Cade Thornton. He stayed at second right there. So that's not going to be able to drive him in.
Well, you have to kind of wonder what he was thinking there.
Maybe he caught the wrong sign from Coach Jaggers or something.
So Ethan Gregory will come in as a courtesy runner for Del Hink. And it will be Mac Osbrooks up to bat now for Greenwood.
we could see this team end up getting run ruled in this inning if this continues.
Perhaps.
Another 4 runs actually would mean the end of the game.
And
'cause we've
outside
already
pitch,
hit the
they're
fifth
there
inning.
for about 1. Eli Lewis, he's a good pitcher. He just really gets behind in these counts, you know.
Yes.
Oh, well, that's another.
Another hard hit ball out into left field, and that could be a triple for Mac. No, they're able to hold him at second.
They've really
Very
been
good.
pulling these pitches into that deep left field, haven't they?
One thing you can't applaud Butler County on has been their ability to have good, solid, fundamental cutoff drills. They haven't really let one slip.
Yeah, they really have done well at. Other than the beginning of the game, both teams have done really well at limiting their errors throughout the game. So the score now will be 9-1, though. So you have to kind of think Butler County's maybe they don't stop the bleeding. I mean, it's not just bleeding at this point; it's a burst artery.
Well, that might be the first stitch right there. It'll be out number 2.
Will be a pop out to the second baseman there.
That'll be Chandler Wilson up to bat now. He represents the winning run right now, actually, as that would put them to a 10-run lead.
Chandler Wilson's kind of a guy who it's either at the fence or in the catcher's mitt, you know.
Yep. Ooh.
Inside pitch at the shins there for Chandler Wilson, so that will be ball 1, making the count 1-0. 2 outs.
That'll be outside for ball 2.
See, that's another situation where Eli Lewis has really just kind of gotten behind in these counts. That'll be a foul ball now for the first strike, making it 2-1.
And that's going to drop. That'll be another Greenwood run right there. That makes the score 10-1. I had to think that maybe this Butler County squad has just given up on the game.
Well, like they say, the game's not over until the fat lady sings.
As I would say a few times during our basketball broadcast, I think the fat lady is warming up her vocals right now. Probably.
So there will be a meeting on the mound now. Maybe Eli Lewis is going to get pulled in favor of another pitcher. There wasn't anybody warming up in their bullpen, though, so maybe they're just going to bring in a newly fresh arm. And they will. It will be the center fielder, Carter Graham, being brought in.
Oh, that's the coach right there. I thought it was just another player. He was in full uniform.
He looks very young, doesn't he?
Yes.
But Coach Jaggers one time got confused as a player before. Did you know that?
I did not know that. When was this?
It was during a scrimmage before the season started, and one of the parents for the opposing team was looking down, and Coach Jaggers was wearing number 9. And they were talking. They were like, oh, "Wow, that number 9 for Greenwood looks really old." So we'll be Carter Graham warming up now on the mound, and during this break of action, we'll be right back.
It's another hard hit ball by Lance Upright to bring us back. A little welcome to the game hit right there.
That was a loud pop off the bat there, wasn't it?
And the hitters have gone all the way around now. We've got Drew back up to bat. Let's see if he can cap this game off with a game winner right here. I'd say game clincher, considering the game has already been won for a while.
So that'll be a pitch right down the middle there for Drew Lors, making the count 0-1. You kind of got to hope that he's going to kind of hope to drive in this game-winning run, kind of go home early, you know?
Yes.
Last time we were here, we did see Warren Central get mercy ruled. That was while Mr. Wicks was actually in the booth with us commentating, and we were kind of surprised by it. We were like, oh wait, never mind, that's the end of the game. Goodbye, everybody. Ian was in attendance for that game. He's our resident scoreboard keeper.
It'll be outside for ball 2.
We just want to give a quick thank you to WKU for hosting us today in their beautiful facilities.
And that's going to be ball 3. Good take right there.
We also want to give a quick shout out to our teacher, our STLP and technology teacher, Mr. Dillingham, for making this all possible, letting us become the first sports commentating high school crew in Warren County.
That ball is flown straight up, and it's caught, and that'll end the inning.
So we'll be entering the top of the 6th now. Do you think there will be a different batter now, or a pitcher, sorry, for Greenwood?
Yes, because Tyler Cook had already been subbed in, so I believe he'll be on the mound tonight, and he is taking a good old stroll out to the bump right now, so I believe he'll
I think this is the first time I've seen Tyler Cook actually pitch in relief. Usually he's looked upon more as a relief pitcher, or I mean as a starting pitcher. Tyler Cook, Drew Lors kind of standing there like a totem pole, waiting for his hat, his glove to be brought.
He did hand off his helmet off to Coach Wills. Guess he's just waiting on his stuff to get back. Just standing there looking around. Now he's looking at us.
It would be real funny if they just didn't bring it out.
Yeah. Just have him play it like we've had to play the last few days in outdoor sports. Just playing softball without gloves, hats, or helmets.
That's what catchers used to have to do, is catch it with their bare hands.
No, thank you.
Until some catchers were like, hey, you know what, let's put a slab of meat. Not even joking. They put a slab of meat in their hand.
That was the steak, I believe.
Yeah, that was steak, and then he filled it, and I was like, hey, what if we dry this, make it into a piece of leather, and then catch it? They're basically catching it with work gloves for about 15 years, and then they realized we could put some cushioning in this, we could make a web for it to make it easier to catch, and then now we're here today with baseball gloves.
Of course, down in Puerto Rico, a majority of the gloves used there are actually just straight pieces of plastic that are just painted to look like gloves.
Huh.
That's why most Puerto Rican baseball players are so quick with their hands in the infield, because they have to be.
Wow.
Remember, at a Doyle Academy, a baseball training thing, they had us run a drill with those style of gloves. It's very difficult. Those gloves are just there to help you stop the ball. They don't do much else. It really teaches you to be quick on your hands, though.
Now it is a would you say multi-billion-dollar multi-billion-dollar?
I would say multi-million at the very least.
Multi-billion-dollar business. Who knows? So it'll be an outside pitch in the dirt now for ball 1. And it will be Dwayne
Daniels. Ooh, that one's left over the plate, and it'll be hit out in center field, but that'll be an easy catch right there for out number 1 by Greenwood's very own Kate Thornton. must be playing the Folsom Prison Blues because we sure can hear that train a coming right now. And that dribbler will be out number 2 in the inning.
Greenwood really has been able to clean up their act. I mean, last week they had that 7-error game against Bowling Green. They really haven't looked like that today. They've really cleaned up their act so far, haven't they?
I'm sure Coach Jaggers made that a point of emphasis at practice the other day.
It's one of the things where you kind of have a long meeting in that left field talking to him.
Ooh,
So it'll be
that's
a
one of
big
those.
whiff there for strike one, making the count 0-1.
That was one of those where it was so fast you're swinging after the ball's already hit the catcher's mitt.
Mm-hmm. So that'll be an outside pitch now. So that will be the second ball.
And that'll go outside for ball 2.
That's ball 3. Wait.
That is just ball 2. Yeah, it's a 2-1 count because it was just 1-1.
Ah, my bad. Sorry about that. And this is this is Chance Custine.
Yes.
Wait, no, it's not. This is 25. He's not on our roster sheet.
Let's see here. That's a GIF of Yasiel Puig. Give me just a sec. Number 25, that is Will Embry.
Will Embry.
Uh-oh. Catcher looked to have spilled the ball right there, but collects it very quickly, and that'll be out number 3.
So now it will be Greenwood up to bat now, in the bottom of the 6th inning, correct? Yes.
Yes.
Bottom of the 6th inning. So once that well, actually, Tucker, I have a question.
Yes.
If you're Greenwood, what do you If you're Greenwood, do you think there's anything you need to change? Anything you kind of just need to think about heading into the next game after this one?
So long as they're playing the same opponent, I just don't think you change the mindset at all. You've had 2 very big wins so far, and I think you just try to keep going.
I completely agree. They were able to get their bats going early today. They had 2 runs in the 2nd inning, and then 2 more runs in the 3rd inning. So that's one thing that Drew Lors told me at the beginning of the season. You really got to just kind of clean it up, get it started in the beginning of the game, and then once they're hot, they stay hot for this Greenwood team. So actually, today is the last game that we will be playing against Butler County. We will be playing against Allen County on Friday, May the 3rd at 5:30 p.m. and it will be at Allen County. So that will be the next game that we play against Allen County. So actually a surprisingly good team that Allen County is.
Huh.
But this has just been a great offensive game today by Greenwood, great defensive game, and I mean it also has been a great pitching game for Greenwood. For good performances by both by Tyler Cook and by Mac Osbrooks, giving up 1 run combined between the 2 and 6 runs, or 6 hits. Sorry.
And that first pitch will be taken for ball 1.
It's an outside pitch there for ball 3.
2-0. That's just 2-0. That'll be strike 1. Just catches the outside of the plate.
This is number 13, John Morrison, up to bat now for Greenwood.
Carter Graham's really been trying to set up the outside of the plate. He missed 2 out in the left hand in his batter's box, and then has hit 2 on the outside corner of the plate, and then just missed another one outside. That'll make the count 3-1. And that's a ball in the dirt, and that's going to be ball 4.
So John Morrison will take his base, so that will be 1 runner on now as Tyler Cook comes up to the plate.
Now you have the winning run on base right now. course, really, this would only save us a half inning of baseball, considering it's already the bottom of the 6th. And that's going to be outside for ball 2.
I think they count 2. John Morrison, another multi-sport athlete.
Yes, quarterback for the Greenwood Gators football team. And that's going to be ball 3, and Morrison will easily be able to get to second base right there.
Tyler Cook used to be a multi-sport athlete, played football for a little while, but he eventually gave that up and decided to fully focus his efforts on baseball and on academics.
I remember his 8th grade year, he broke his arm after attempting to play quarterback, and they just decided to line him up at kicker because that didn't require an arm.
A consistent athlete at that, you would say about Tyler Cook. That'll be another pitch in the dirt now, so that will be another walk, and there will be runners at first and second now, with Tyler Cook at first and John Morrison at third or second.
I know it would require 2 more walks, but you'd have to think if he continues with his control struggles and this game ends with a walk-in, walk-off, that would really have to add insult to injury to this Butler team.
So J.D. Hunt now is up to bat for Greenwood.
This is the first time we've seen him bat, if I'm correct. Ben seems to be really excited for him. And he takes another one for ball 2, and the coach comes sprinting out there.
He has kind of had a quick release, so maybe he's kind of letting his nerves get to him. He's trying to tell him to just kind of play in his zone and follow through with his pitches.
Yeah, he's telling him to step into his pitch a little more.
One of the things that's underappreciated about the pitching game is using all of your body to be able to, because that's the thing, that baseball is a very physical sport. Maybe it's not physical in the sense of contact or.
Ooh, that's a hard hit ball right there. That sends the left fielder back and back, but he's able to make the catch.
People say it may not be a contact sport, but it definitely is physical. Whether that's on defense, you have to use your whole body to be able to lock your eyes on it, run out there, and be able to put your glove on it. At the catcher position, that's absolutely physical. Having to catch those stray balls while also being able to deck it up to second. Batting, you have to use your legs, you have to use your waist, you have to use your arms. Got to keep your head in there. And pitching, that's another one. Getting your leg thrown down there and planted, and then being able to throw all your body weight into that pitch. So it's many people say it's not a physical sport, but I would say it's completely the opposite. It's probably one of the most physical sports where you use every single bit of your body.
Now we have another newbie up to bat, Connor Maddox.
Oh, wow. Count is 0-2 now. That'll be an outside pitch off the glove, and runners will advance.
Now have the winning run on third base now.
I don't think they can be mercy ruled now. I think after 5 innings, you have to just play it out. Is that right?
I don't believe so. I don't remember any mention of that. Well, I guess we'll find out in just a second if this continues.
So that'll be ball 2 there for Maddox. And that will be a low pitch there, swung on for strike 3. So that will be the second out now.
And now we have another newbie up to bat.
No, that's not a newbie. That's a Reed's Law.
No, it's number 29. Yeah, that's Caden Whittle.
Oh.
He's a freshman.
He's using the exact same bat that that Reed Sloan was
I was
using.
about to say his number seems a bit high to be Reed Sloan. It's like Caden Whittle.
Freshman, you said?
Yes. Was a multi-sport athlete in middle school. Played for the 8th grade team that went all the way to state this year, or last year.
Wow, it's really impressive.
Yes.
So that'll be a high pitch there for ball one, or ball two, sorry. So 2 balls, no strikes, and 2 outs. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
So that will be 2 balls, no strikes, and 2 outs. That'll be a chopper to the third baseline.
He's going to try to run it out, and he can't.
He kind of slowed down as he was running to first there. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that.
A little bit of hesitation. So it will now be the top of the 7th now, actually. So since it is now the 7th inning, we will be rejoining you shortly. Hey, Joe.
I haven't even checked our stream numbers. We have 4 people watching. That's not bad.
We're muted now, so. So that will be a foul ball there for Big Boy.
Be
Number
had to check the
34.
lineup card again.
That will be number 34 for Butler County. He will be leading off here for them.
It's Jordan McCready.
Wow,
or
they have some
Jolden.
interesting names here, don't they?
Yes.
That'll
Ooh,
be
good hard hit ball.
a clobber to second base, but that will be an out. That will be the first out now for Butler County. They're kind of just putting in their reserves now, kind of hoping to just in this game ASAP. So now up to bat for Butler County is going for batting second will be number
Dawson
1.
Carroll.
Dawson Carroll. So the count will be 0-1 now with 1 out.
And strike 2. Outside. But not a 2 outside for the hitter's liking. Ooh, straight up the middle, but off Cook's glove, and he's going to try to leg it out.
And that will be out, so that will be the second one. So three more strikes, and that will be Butler County down for the count during this game.
I think the fat lady right now is probably sounding like Freddie Mercury in the second verse of Under Pressure. Just doing the vocal warm-ups right now.
There'll be a
And
chopper to first, and Drew
Drew
Lors will
waves
take it
off
himself.
the pitcher, and he takes the old Thanos approach. Fine, I'll do it myself, and it'll end the game.
Yep. So that will be Greenwood manhandling Butler County in this game, 10-1. So all-around dominance pretty much for Greenwood today. They were extremely efficient on the bats and extremely consistent on the gloves. Just all-around great performance by Mike Ellsbrooks, starting by Tyler Cook, pitching in relief, and a great all-around offensive performance from Rexon Garner. Drew Lors batting lower down at the order. He still gave some of that pop, batting down at that 6th position, or 7th position, sorry. Just a great all-around performance by Greenwood, whether that was in the bullpen, the pitching rotation, or from the bench. It was just a great all-around performance by them. So
Yes.
this has been Greenwood Gators TV. I'm Jackson Sutherland.
And I'm Tucker Clack, and speaking for our Redson scorekeeper Ian Shimizu.
Signing off.
Signing off. Keep chomping.
Yeah, keep chopping.